Hey, it's Alaina with AlainaOdessa.com, and we are still here working on the stanza about the media's rules from When I Was a Liar, which is a poem in this book, Slow Running Honey. And so in the last video I said something about I'm still thinking about the Coke bottle. I don't know if you've seen the ad or not, but there's this this Coke laid on its side. It's got all this wetness and perspiration and all these things going on the Coke bottle, and then it's very shapely, laid on its side. It looks like that. So it is made to look like a hot, desirous woman, and they're using that image to make us want the Coke. And so, again, I mean, we're right back to sex sells. And it's just amazing to me how it's plain when we are conscious of what we're looking at. And so many times the media uses women that are just as plastic as that. I mean, they've had the boob job, they've had their behinds done, they've had things done to cheekbones and their eyes and their lips, and I mean they are just as made as that Coke bottle. And so I'm frustrated about that, because the media is using unrealistic images, and it is telling us that the images are unrealistic, because I mean we know, we can almost look at people and tell when they've had something done. And so we still, in our need for recognition, allow those images that we know have been manipulated and we know have been contrived, we still allow those images to seduce us in our own ideas about ourselves, and in our own need for recognition. We either buy the lie by becoming the media's foot soldier, by perpetuating that lie ourselves. We go out and do it. We go out and have the work done. Or we begin to talk like, look like, think like, act like the media is telling us we're supposed to act, and the media is telling us that these are the things that we need to be doing in order to draw happiness and desirability to ourselves. Or we defect from the box altogether, and we're just depressed and just melancholy and so separated from life, because we're so heavy with the weight of not being able to find ourselves, and because we don't identify with that, with what we see in the media. But at the same time, I mean, to be controlled by something is not good. But to rebel against something is to still be controlled by the thing that you're rebelling against, because it is still at the root of your decision making. It is the reason, it is still the reason you're doing the thing that you're doing. You're just against it. So it's still a driving force. And it's the problem is not that we can't be found. The problem is that we can't be found where we're looking. And so, of course, that's going to be depressing, because God has created us to come to Him. I mean, we are a people of clay. And so we were created to be manipulated by the things that we see, hear, and do the most. We are environmental sponges. Whatever's in our environment, we're going to soak that up and we're going to become it. And the thing that we have to remember is that we were not created for this environment that we're in right now. We were created for Edenic, for the Garden of Eden. We were created for a utopia that God had made for us to exist in. And so then the fall came, and we were expelled from the garden, and all this stuff. And so I mean, it is about the getting back to that place. And so the promised land of old was a place that the children of Israel were trying to get to. The promised land of today that believers are trying to get to is a new mindset. And so it's not a place, it's a mentality. And in order to get to that place, we have to submit to the one who lords over that mentality, and that is God. And so we find in Isaiah that he's saying that he wants to do a new thing in us. Well, if we can't get to the new thing, for the new thing to be manifested, then we are sad, we are depressed, we're food addicts, we're drug addicts, we're sex addicts, we're work addicts, we're all these addicts because we are missing, we're missing something. And the thing that we're missing is God. And so his promise to do a new thing needs our submission and our commitment to that. And so then we have to be deliberate about the things that we see, the things that we read, the things that we do, the choices that we make. We have to be deliberate about that. And so the battle is about that. It is the battle for image. It is the battle for, the battle is between God and Christ, and it's the battle for man's heart and our self-perception. And so if we can think of ourselves and see ourselves the way God created us, then that is utopia. That is the promised land. That is the abundant life that Christ came for us to have again. And to be separated from that is to exist in this media controlled hell. So yeah, it is commitment, responsibility, and understanding what the battle is about, and then keeping that in the forefront of our mind. And so then we can see, we begin to see the war differently. We begin to see ourselves as the foot soldiers that we are. And we're always on a side. We're on a side. We're either on God's side or we're against him. And so, amen. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.